Hello. This assignment is an opportunity for you to make connections and synthesize the things that you learned and encountered during the first 8 weeks of the course. This is an assignment that's intended to be handed in at the end of the course with your Philosophy of Education paper. It will go inside of your course folder along with all of your O&P journal notes and all of your completed paperwork. So let's go through this. First of all, I am looking for you to provide connections and synthesis to some major assignments and major thought principles that we encountered during this course. First of all, in regards to the passionate teacher, I would like to have you review the previously completed reflection that you handed in based on the passionate teacher. This was an assignment that specifically asked you to define what the game of school is and how it's enacted. And what I'd like you to do now is go back to that assignment and using methods of annotation such as post-it notes or a differently colored pen, mark in the margins, however you would like to do this. I'd like you to update what your thinking was about the game of school and teachers' responsibilities or students' responsibilities with your updated opinions, reactions, ideas, feelings, so on, especially frustrations, now that you've been in O&P for a while. So over the course of your 8 weeks of O&P, you may have seen the game of school enacted in different ways. You may be making different sense out of the game of school and its role in the teaching and learning process. I'd like you to reflect on that and provide your updated ideas and thoughts. There are some questions here for you to consider while you're doing this, but I want to make it clear that I'm not asking for you to write another paper. I really want you to go back to that previously completed assignment and revise through annotations what it was that you thought and contrast that with how you think today. The second part of this involves your philosophy video journals right here. So what I'm asking you to do here is grab those video journals that you completed during the first initial weeks of the course. What I'd like you to do is review those journals and the reactions that you recorded, the opinions that you recorded of the videos that you watched. Now again, using methods of annotation, post-it notes, marking in the margins, so on, I'd like you to indicate your updated opinions, reactions, ideas, feelings, and frustrations that you now feel. Make sure that all of your journal notes are stapled together in one chunk and that your reactions, whatever methods you use, is easy for me to see. Now you can include some supplementary paragraphs that you can staple to these previously completed journal entries. But what I'm really looking for here is for you to go back and revisit things that you may have thought were really incredible ideas and things that teachers should be doing. And perhaps contrast that with the reality of what you saw in the classroom. Compare perhaps some of the idealistic ideas that you encountered and what you learned about real students in the classroom. For some of you, this may have led to frustrations, and for others of you, this may have encouraged you to look outside of some of the traditional methods that you're seeing used in the classroom to explore new ways of presenting lessons to students or engaging students in student-centered learning. So I'd like you to really spend some time thinking and then annotating, comparing and contrasting. Part number 3, me and my K-12 experiences. That form that you filled out where you were asked to go back through and record the most significant of your K-12 experiences that you could remember. I want you to go back and read through that entire thing. And I want you to analyze your previous classroom experiences in contrast to the kinds of teaching you're seeing in your O&P. I want you to think about what sorts of changes and similarities you're seeing in the teaching methods, in the teacher-student relationship, similarities as well as similarities as well as themes that you're seeing that indicate common practices among teachers and students. Using this assignment, this is the important part here. I want you to really compare and contrast what worked for you as a student, what teaching methods worked for you, what school looked like for you, and how these strategies are working or not working with the students that you see in Beloit. I want you to describe and discuss. Now, for this, there really isn't a way that you can go back and use annotation to identify this act of comparing, contrasting, describing, and discussing. So I'd like to see you come up with a creative way, or not so creative way, of conveying your thoughts and reflections to me. Some of you will use a couple of paragraphs to describe this. Some of you will use images to compare and contrast. Here I'm asking for deep thought and reflection, as well as for you to think about how you will convey your thoughts. In a final note here, your responses and annotations are to be submitted at the same time your philosophy of education paper is due. At that time, all of these assignments, along with your O&P reflection questions that have been assigned for many of your O&P visits, should be in your folder along with your philosophy of education printed out, and it will be submitted at the beginning of the class period where it is assigned to be due. I wish you well pulling these things together, and this, I should note, is it as a substitute to doing a final examination. Final exams are an opportunity for you to pull together your thinking throughout a period of time. And this is designed to help you pull together the learning and the experiences that you've encountered over the course of this semester. I wish you well, and I hope you have very productive learning and insights.